Hello everybody. It's been a while since I've done one of these. As you can tell from the lighting, it is not morning and I am most definitely not out on a walk. I haven't done one of these in quite a while, but that's because I've been preparing for a very important trip that I'm leaving on in just under 48 hours. As many of you know, last year I had an amazing opportunity to travel halfway around the world and do some humanitarian work in the beautiful country of Zimbabwe. I could spend hours, if not days, recounting my experiences and explaining how much of a literal life-changing experience that was. But I'm going to try to keep this one as short as humanly possible. Let me just give you the abbreviated version. Here in the United States, we think we know what poverty is like. We think that we know what having nothing looks like. We are wrong. We know nothing about what having nothing looks like. The homeless individuals that you see pushing their cart full of possessions down the street are rich by the standards of some of the people in Zimbabwe. The country, at last count, has a 90% unemployment rate. They were once considered the jewel of Africa. They were a first world country that rivaled the United States in some of its areas. Unfortunately, there has been a lot of economic decline recently, and it has left many people in terrible, terrible straits. I had the opportunity to travel to Zimbabwe, to the inner city, and to meet some of the poorest of the poor. Many of them women and children, orphans. These are children that own 1 or 2 pairs of clothing, that may not eat on a consistent basis. If they do eat, their food may potentially be just a small bag of chips because that's all they can beg off of the people around them. So I traveled to a place where a small church congregation has set up a school in an attempt to try to teach the orphans the basics of reading and writing and arithmetic. I got to see the not even completed building that they're working in. I got to see what the teachers had to work with. Got to see the eyes of the children that are benefiting from this school. And I will tell you, it broke my heart. But the work that I did there has borne fruit. I am actually a videographer by trade. You probably can't tell from a lot of the morning walks that I do because I deliberately keep those videos as simple as humanly possible. But videography and photography are actually what I have training in. So I took all of my equipment, well, what I could fit in my backpack, down to Zimbabwe, and I documented the people and the efforts to make their lives better. And I brought that back to the United States, and I created a couple of videos explaining what's going on. And those videos have borne incredible fruit to the point where we have been able to assemble a team of doctors and construction workers and teachers to go back to Zimbabwe to help support the teachers, to help build the remainder of the building where the people are meeting, and to help deal with any emerging medical issues that these children may have. We've also been able to gather school supplies and some funding in order to help this organization or these people. That's what's special about this organization. A lot of the humanitarian organizations that you deal with have a plan that doesn't always work. They go into a situation and a location, they drop their aid off, and then they leave. Sometimes they stick around and work for a little bit, but ultimately they leave. And when their aid runs out, the people are oftentimes worse off than they were before. This organization does things differently. They go into an environment, they find the leaders of the community, the rabbis, the political leaders, the village elders, and they come alongside them and they go, okay, what are you doing to try to fix the community? What are you doing to help these people? How can we come alongside you and help? How can we help you make this process more efficient and self-sustainable? and they help out, and then when they leave, the projects that have been started, because they came from the native population and the leaders that are already in place, they keep going, and they keep going at an incredibly efficient rate. So that is what we are trying to do. And I say we because I'm very blessed. Myself, my wife, my mother, and my stepdad are all going out as part of this team to help put this building together, help minister to these kids, and to help bring them some much needed medical attention. And I could not be more excited, because I will tell you, for months after going on that trip, I could not close my eyes at night without seeing those faces, without seeing those eyes. And I am so excited to get to go back out there and actually make a difference. I'm excited to be able to help build the buildings, to help take care of the children, and to help document the work that we're doing so people can see what we've done. People can see the difference we've made. This video is actually serving as a test for the equipment I'm taking out. I have altered my video loadout, and right now I'm actually testing all the processes that I'm going to be using while I'm out there. Testing my incredibly finicky microphones, testing the setup for the camera and the screen, testing the ability to move files across from the laptop I'm taking on the road. Just a whole bunch of different things that this is functioning as. So you probably won't hear much from me in the next 2 weeks or so, because I don't know how reliable my access to the internet is going to be. But know that I'm doing something important. And to those of you who helped me last year, the one time I have ever publicly asked for money, the one time I have ever openly asked for help, I want you to know that your donations did not go to waste. They have borne fruit. And I'm hoping that with the videos that I'm going to be creating this time around, you will actually be able to see the practical, physical manifestation of the money that you so graciously donated. So guys, it's been great talking to you. I'll see you again in another couple of weeks. Don't stop believing that there are good people in this world and that we can make a difference.